this poll has captured the imagination for various reasons, including the fact of the big numbers. But under the big numbers lie the details, particularly the VVIP candidates. Every VVIP candidate wants to know, have I won or lost? क्या मैं जीता हूँ या हारा हूँ? Or क्या मैं जीती हूँ या हारी हूँ? That's the big question which Rahul is going to answer with Preeti. And I'll pipe in every now and then to give all the VVIP constituencies, because I'm very scared of this. Imagine if someone if we get all the big numbers right, Rahul, but we get someone's constituency wrong, come Tuesday, they'll be at us.
Okay, so let's build some caveats and explain what we're going to do, okay? So this is the election intelligence dashboard. We took all the data from Pradeep Gupta's post-poll study and we stuck it into the election intelligence dashboard. What that does then is it's able to give you a power map of India, which gives you a seat-by-seat breakup of what's likely to happen in every single seat of this country. And then we can pick any seat. So for example, if I just take a seat in Mumbai, for example, and I show you what's happening on that seat in Mumbai, let's take Mumbai North just as an example to make that point. I take Mumbai North and I can show you that Piyush Goyal is leading in Mumbai North against Bhushan Patil of the Congress. Just before we go seat by seat, I want to explain that this doesn't mean that this candidate is going to win. It just means in that limited sample that we have for this constituency, Piyush Goyal, the Union Minister in Mumbai North, is leading. So that's essentially what it means. So this is all...
Just to add to this, this is one of the safest seats the BJP has.
The sitting base is 71%.
In fact, the previous candidate won by 69%, got 69-70% of the vote against Urmila Matondkar last time. So this is the one seat in Mumbai which you can clearly say BJP to win.
I'm just making a larger point that as we go seat by seat so that you're able to understand where this is. So if you have a particular request, we're taking requests. So send us requests on any of our social media handles. We'll try and pick some of them up. We've got a selection of 30. So we'll go seat by seat. We'll try and look at that and give you a sense of what's happening. But remember, the most scientific part of the poll is what we've been showing you so far, which is the caste, the gender, the rural, urban, how that's changing. That's where you pick up the real story. This is where Gupta ji just starts saying, Ram, 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 I hope everything's going to be okay, because he doesn't want to be on the wrong side of somebody who actually ends up winning. So just build that. And as I said, Gupta ji, what kind of accuracy do you have on a seat-by-seat basis?
And I just want to add to what Rahul said. You will have seat by seat, presumably, where you'll say close fight.
Correct.
What does it mean when you're saying close fight versus someone who's leading? Let's get that very clear.
Where margin of two party, first and second, is 3 or less than 3%.
Less than 3% is a close fight. Yeah. Because in Maharashtra, for example, you've given about 18 close fights. So there, are you picking a winner, or are you saying, look, either of them can win?
Either can win.
So when we have close...
So Pradeep ji, in UP, when you're giving about 28 to 30 close fights, it's either way?
See, it's in our sample size.
In your sample size?
It's in our sample size.
But it's either way.
So it's either way. It can go either way. That's why it is close fight.
One, I need a clarification, which is like yesterday, Rahul, you mentioned that the total sample size is around 5,80,000 plus. So I assume that per constituency sample is going to be around 1,000 top plus.
1,072.
1,072 number. And Preeti, just to, he may explain this better, but I think like the final counting is not happening when you're making a state level projection, then it's not basically splitting that 30 close contest here and there. Then you are looking at the state level sort of vote share averages, and you can still call where those,
I also want to make the point that we've actually polled 4 times over in each seat. So therefore, it's not just the one-time post-poll study that you're seeing. What helps Access My India and India Today is that they've been polling continuously in these areas. Pradeep, what kind of a typical seat-by-seat success ratio do you have? Just so the viewers know that in the interest of transparency before we put the data out.
Last time, in last Lok Sabha election, out of 543, we called 521 seats accurately.
And one more question, which is when you're saying that these are 4 studies sort of done, so the sample size of 5,80,000 is combined total of...
No. 5,80,000 is for this post-poll. The others are earlier. Okay. No, so my own understanding from what I've learned and seen so far is that a seat-by-seat prediction can at best have an 80% success ratio, it can come down to 70, which statistically 7 out of 10 is still pretty strong. Okay, so you have a good sense of what's happening. As Pradeep said, last time they had an even better ratio, but compare that 70 to 80 versus 93, which is the overall directional trend. So your directional trend will always be much stronger. So if you play the markets or if you have a sense of analytics and statistics, 93 versus 70, keep that in mind. Let's get started. Enough caveats, otherwise they'll say there's too much focus on statistics. There isn't on Jeet Conroy. So I'll start with Arunachal. We'll take Arunachal West, where the battle is Kiran Rijiju, Union Minister for Earth Science, Food Processing Industries, the sitting BJP MP. He's up against Nabam Tuki, former Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh, the
Hot
state
seat,
Congress
cool hawa.
president.
You have to say hot seat, cool hawa.
Hot seat, cool hawa seems to be blowing in favor of Kiran Rijiju. Will be very relaxed when he sees this. Is it a tough fight, Pradeep, or is he looking comfortably placed there?
Comfortable.
Because
Comfortable, cool hawa.
they also won in a very dramatic fashion in the state assembly. So therefore the chances of this going wrong. Kiran Rijiju, he loves to have a good time, sing music, stay up late. It's also something that he's very, very fond of.
And Nabab Tuki is an interesting character because he was a former chief minister of Arunachal Pradesh and therefore is not a pushover. It was a judgment in his case that became a landmark judgment when it comes to defection of politics. So Nabab Tuki is someone who Kiran Rijiju obviously seems to have had the better of. The hawa, the cool hawa is blowing in his way. Let's turn to Jorhat in Assam. Why is that important? Because Gaurav Gogoi, son of the late Tarun Gogoi, 3-time former chief minister of Assam, is there in the race and he is taking on in that race of Assam.
So Gaurav Gogoi is up against Topon Gogoi, who's the sitting BJP MP in the Jorhat seat. Now this is where the question is whether he chose the right seat or is he chosen a tricky seat for himself. Let's see what this poll is saying about Gaurav Gogoi.
Because the gerrymandering happened, a lot of constituencies, boundaries were changed in Assam.
That's right.
And this is the reason why he had to switch from his existing seat to go to Jorhat, which was used to be his father's
Is he comfortably placed, Pradeep, in Jorhat, Gaurav Gogoi?
No. There is a close fight, tough fight. But in tough fight, BJP seems to be having the little edge.
So you're saying that the fan at the moment, which we earlier showed over Gaurav Gogoi, is not over Gaurav Gogoi. No, the hot seat, cool hawa, is slightly blowing in favor of the BJP. Because it is a tough fight and Himanta Biswa Sarma has made it a bit of a prestige battle to take on Gaurav Gogoi and defeat him in this election.
He's the only go-to man of Rahul Gandhi.
But let's hold it, deputy leader of the Congress, but let's hold it for a while till the results come.
That's right,
This
it's
is
a tough fight.
call. This is where the hawa is like, it's like can't take it takkar, you don't know which way the hawa is.
So it's within the 3% margin, right?
For a moment.
Meaning it's
within
not
the 3%
in
margin.
our sample size. Here we'll have to put that.
Okay, within the sample size, 3%. Now, Preeti, why don't you go to the next?
All right, 1 second. Let me.
It's on the screen.
All right, so let's quickly move on to the next tough fight. Let's see where the cool hawa is blowing. A quick look at that. And the cool hawa pankha is blowing on Rajiv Pratap Rudy. It does seem, and this was a prestige battle in Saran where you had Rohini Acharya, where I believe Rajdeep Lalu was camping in. It was his seat where Rohini is fighting from. And the cool hawa now blowing in favor of Rajiv Pratap Rudy.
Here also close fight. This is also close fight.
Achha, so there's no pankha on him?
No.
So pankha beech mein kar do.
In between he says tough fight. You see,
Gupta, you can't keep changing your mind. I'm not doing this.
See, the problem is the fan is with the ad.
No, what's that?
Fan is coming with the ad. It's written tough fight.
Achha, so it's cool hawa. It's cool hawa.
It's blowing both ways.
Graphic problem is there because graphic is showing only in one.
आपने बेचारे रोहिणी आचार्य को हार्ट अटैक दे दिया by saying it's already with Rajiv Pratap Rudy, but an interesting one.
So you're saying
it's why Rohini Acharya is interesting. Gave her kidneys to Lalu in Singapore when he had an operation. Was living in Singapore till a few months ago. In fact, in the same building where my sister lives in Singapore, Rohini Acharya there is her neighbor. Suddenly decides that she wants to go back into politics. Was quite a campaigner. But whether it's enough to defeat Rajiv, and Rajiv Pratap Rudy has an interesting history. He's defeated Lalu, he's defeated Misa, and now he could defeat Rohini.
But Rajdeep, this is Lalu's legacy seat. He's been camping there for Rohini Acharya.
But the difference is, Preeti, in the last couple of elections, they've lost Saran. So what's happened is that Saran has moved away.
Gupta ji, who has the edge between Rajiv Pratap Rudy and Rohini Acharya?
Rajiv Pratap Rudy.
So this is the birthplace of Jayaprakash Narayan. It used to call the erstwhile Chhapra seat, which now also witnessed poll violence on the day of polling. there was a terrible instance of poll violence, which we're told may have helped in Patliputra, which is where the other daughter of Lalu Yadav, Misa Bharti, is contesting from. So we'll come to that in just a moment. Let's now come to the next seat that we are tracking. And as we said, there are lots of caveats here, so take it with a pitcher of salt and just get a sense of what's happening. Now, this is the seat of Begusarai. Now, think about Begusarai. This is where Kanhaiya contested last time. Giriraj Singh, the Rural Development Minister of the Bharatiya Janata Party, contesting against Abdesh Kumar Roy. This is also used to be called the stronghold of the left, the Manchester of the East at one point. I mean, that now you go to Begusarai, I mean, there's nothing of the sort. But at one point in time it was. Here, Giriraj Singh seems to be the strong candidate. Would it have been tougher if Kanhaiya had contested, or is Pradeep Kanhaiya just a media phenomenon? I mean, the media loves him, Zameen pe nahi.
That's right. That's precisely.
No, I'm asking you. I'm not making a comment.
Yeah, so I don't think there is going to be tough seat, even if Kanhaiya would have fought from this.
It wouldn't have made much of a difference.
Okay, let's turn to the next constituency, and we are doing Bihar. We'll try and mix it a bit in a moment. But Patna Sahib, bastion for the BJP now. Ravi Shankar Prasad is the BJP's hot seat, cool hawa man at the moment. Former law minister of the country, hoping to make a comeback, possibly even into the Modi ministry now. And he was taking on Anshul Avjit, son of Meera Kumar, grandson of Jagjeevan Ram of the Congress. And really, Anshul Avjit, unlike Ravi Shankar Prasad, is a relatively newcomer. And you know, I
should be a former journalist.
A former journalist
back in the day.
That's right, spokesperson of the Congress party. But Ravi Shankar Prasad, well entrenched in Patna Sahib. This used to be a constituency that Shatrughan Sinha, Shotgun Sinha, used to dominate when he was in the BJP. He's moved on to Asansol.
But remember, Ravi Shankar Prasad, even the last election, had a 61% vote share on this seat.
This is a BJP dominant seat.
He took on Shatrughan Sinha had only a 32% vote share. So massive BJP stronghold, Patna Sahib, and it seems that there is no doubt. I think Gupta ji is also, इसमें मुझे full confidence, इसमें कोई tension नहीं है. यहाँ चला दो उनके ऊपर पंखा. So hot seat, cool hawa. Ravi Shankar Prasad seems to be comfortably placed in the seat of Patna Sahib.
Preeti.
All right, let's move on now to the next seat, and that is also from Bihar, Rajnandgaon. No, Chhattisgarh. Okay, so we have Chhattisgarh, where the Chief Minister, the former Chief Minister, is contesting, and he seems to be losing the strong candidate from the BJP. Bhupesh Baghel, Rajdeep, after losing his state, now possibly losing his Lok Sabha election. It's not even a contest. It's a strong candidate for the BJP.
That's what Pradeep seems to be suggesting, and it's interesting. There are a few former chief ministers of the Congress who actually took the plunge. Bhupesh Baghel being one of them, Digvijay Singh being another former chief minister who actually took the plunge at a time when most congressmen didn't want to contest. But Rashid Kidwai, if they start losing Rajnandgaon, this shows what Pradeep has been saying, that Chhattisgarh is a virtual sweep.
Chhattisgarh may be a virtual sweep, but Rajdeep, there is one criticism Mr. Pradeep Gupta is facing, that when he says there is a close contest, and it invariably going, we have seen seven, so far, 7 candidates, all 7 going in favor of NDA. So it cannot be...
No, some are strong. This is a strong candidate. This is not a close contest.
Let him answer that. Is it true that when you put up a close fight, some are saying all these close fights you're pitching in the BJP camp? Is that
you will witness, wait for some time, you will witness in the other side as well.
Okay, so there Pradeep will give you an answer. Okay, let's turn
But also Sachin Pilot was responsible for Chhattisgarh, Rajdeep. He was sent there.
That's right, but it was, frankly, with the kind of vote percentage that the BJP is getting, it's a clean sweep. Let's turn to a constituency that there's a lot of interest. Let's turn to Delhi, Northeast Delhi. Manoj Tiwari, actor, singer turned politician of the Bharatiya Janata Party, 2-time MP versus Kanhaiya Kumar, poster boy for the Congress when it comes to the kind of activism that the Congress wants to see under Rahul Gandhi on the street. Our poll, or the VVIP constituency of Pradeep Gupta Access by India, is showing Manoj Tiwari is poised for a hat-trick. So Rahul, Kanhaiya Kumar, whether it's Begusarai, which he lost last time, could lose in Delhi Northeast as well.
Manoj Tiwari had about 54% of the vote share in the last election. He had about 7,87,000 votes. So he's already on a very strong base. Kanhaiya got very little time to mount a campaign. Till the end, he didn't know he was campaigning in Maharashtra when he found out he had to come over here. He didn't have a structure. And it seems, is it a tight fight or is it like one-way traffic?
I mean, there is no tight fight for sure in this seat, and wind is blowing in Manoj Tiwari's way.
Comfortably.
He'll be very, the Bhojpuri star would be very happy and comfortable because so far he has been very anxious and stressed by what's been happening.
Yes,
This was also a seat where, for the first time, the Prime Minister actually held a roadshow. It was one of those A seats and a safe seat for the Bharatiya Janata Party. So he did build up enough heat for the Prime Minister to come and hold a roadshow there.
Pradeep, just checking, a politician wants to know, when you're doing seat by seat, presumably your sample is 1,000? 1,000. Are you doing those door-to-door or telephone? All of them? All door-to-door?
Door-to-door, not a single telephonic.
So it's all door-to-door?
No, and it's not just done once. For whichever politician is asking this, it's done 4 times over. So you have 4 polls done over the months building up to the actual post-poll study, which aggregates and gives you a sense of what's happening on that seat. So from Northeast Delhi, if you want to make a farmaish, and this is like a political kawali that's on, so if you have a farmaish, you can make it. If you catch the farmaish, we'll try and go on the election intelligence dashboard and tell you what's happening in that seat. But till then, we want to come to Gandhinagar, where the wind is blowing only one way in Gandhinagar. This is the seat of India's Home Minister Amit Shah, the formidable campaigner. He was up against Sonal Patel. Wasn't stressed at all. We met him in Gandhinagar on the day that he was filing his nomination. He was very confident. The wager, though, they're trying, in these hot seats, from the BJP's perspective, they're trying to ensure they win by a bigger margin.
Yeah.
So you get the internal bragging rights.
Am I right, Rahul, in saying that Amit Shah has never lost an election, and if anything, correct me if I'm wrong, even in his assembly career, his margins have only risen. I don't think he's ever had a close contest in his entire political career. Because I was looking at some of the margins, they're staggering. Even when he had assembly elections, he used to win by among the record margins of Gujarat. So Amit Shah is formidable. Let's turn to Preeti, why don't you take the next constituency? Rahul wanted to take
let's
this.
take a quick look. Where's
Rahul
the next
wanted to take this, but in order it goes to you. And I'll tell you why in a moment.
and now I know why Rajdeep saying what it is, because it's Monday, Rahul. And it's Kangana
social media trolling is one thing. Rajdeep and Preeti ganging up to troll is completely unacceptable. This is completely bizarre. The second time he's bowled this no ball. This is a completely bizarre ball.
Yes, the reason is the first person who interviewed Kangana for national TV was Rahul Kabir.
Why are you getting jealous? No, Rajdeep is just getting jealous. Rajdeep is getting jealous. Getting worried what? This is getting jealous, Rajdeep. Why are you getting jealous? I'm not getting it.
Okay, go ahead.
We have to request Kangana Ranaji, who seems to be in a good position, to give Rajdeep also an interview. He's getting very hassled by this since
Okay, so the cool Hawa is in favor of Kangana Ranaut from what I can see. Again, Vikramaditya Singh, who Preeti was seen as a strong candidate, right?
But, I want to know whether, Gupta ji, is this a contest or is it done deal?
Done deal kind of a seat.
Done deal
what is kind of? You keep building. Done deal hai kind of. Both together is an oxymoron.
Rahul, it is as simple as that. You said, no, leading is the right word, because saying that done deal, matlab, that is something ECI will issue the certificate. Correct. I cannot do that. I cannot afford to do that.
So we come to the next seat, which is of Hamirpur. Hamirpur is the home base of the Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Anurag Thakur. This is the hot seat. Let's see where the cool hawa is blowing. The poll seems to suggest that Anurag Thakur had about 69% of the vote share. He's up against Satpal Raizada of the Congress. He seems to be comfortably placed. Even last time, Ramlal of the Congress had only about 28% of the vote share. So a very easy one-way traffic. The interesting thing is that the Congress is in power in Himachal, in the state. These leads, 68 versus 30, seem to suggest the hawa is blowing very strongly in BJP's favor.
If you see, there are only 4 Lok Sabha seats in Himachal, and the vote share for Himachal for BJP is in the excess of 60%. So there is no doubt.
Do you think there is a threat to the assembly government in Himachal Pradesh as well, because it's now virtually on minority?
Yeah, so 5 seats BJP likely to win, and 1 seat there is a good fight.
So therefore you could have
on the 6 assembly seats.
So you therefore could have the government falling. You could have the government of Sukhu fall if the assembly by-elections go the way.
What's your sense? Is the government of Sukhu likely to fall?
I don't think so, because the Congress needs just 2 seats. So if they get 2 seats, they're safe.
But he's saying 5:1 right now.
Yeah, 5:1. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Let's move on. Baramulla in Jammu and Kashmir is the prestige constituency. Omar Abdullah, former Chief Minister, National Conference versus Sajjad Lone of the JKPC. Also Engineer Rashid, who is contesting from prison. Interesting candidate. And the hawa seems to be blowing as of now in favor of the NC. Yes. The cool hawa. is blowing in favor of Omar Abdullah. Am I correct?
Yes, you are right.
And
we had an opportunity to travel
you
to
went on Jammu,
Baramulla.
met
It was
with both.
very fascinating because they were able to campaign in different parts, very spirited campaign, and you could see the desire amongst voters in Jammu and Kashmir to come out and vote in big numbers. It's not as if they're delighted or thrilled by the centre. They think that this is the one option they have to go out and make themselves heard, send their representatives in. It'll be interesting to see if Omar stays on as a member of parliament, because before September there will be a Lok Sabha election, Rajdeep, and therefore all of them will come to Mehbooba Mufti in a while. They'll have to decide whether they want to stay on in the centre as MPs, or because I think he said till the time statehood is not restored, he doesn't want to be
But
in the state.
Omar is also one of those leaders in the India Alliance who actually understands what the situation on ground is. So he doesn't, he's constantly said that whole delusion that the India Alliance lives in, that they're going to make it this time around. It's not true. There's a different wind blowing and one needs to get to grips with it.
But I think Omar Abdullah's politics is in the valley. And I can see him eventually, if there is elections in Jammu and Kashmir, he will definitely go back.
Depending on when statehood is restored.
Yeah,
and they're hoping that statehood will get restored before the assembly election.
That's right. So I think, well, that we don't know how the chronology will work, but we expect elections in September. That's
One thing is that BJP shied away from contesting in Kashmir and in the valley area. And I think they would want to build their organization also going forward, and that this is something where they will have to do a lot of groundwork. Sajjad Lone, being one possible.
No, but so much was made of the BJP staying away, which also suggests at some level that they know where to cut their losses. There's no point in putting up candidates and then not...
And they will all lose their deposits.
Yeah, then it will become a big deal, then Rajdeep will be very happy. Batao yaar, inka zamanat zabt ho gaya. Where is Naya Kashmir? Where is Naya Kashmir? There's no Naya Kashmir.
Rajdeep still has all kinds of issues. This is one of the many issues, but let's turn to the next constituency.
No, shouldn't we do Anantnag and Rajouri? Just one second. I don't see Anantnag and Rajouri, so let me go find it. Now, we'll have to stay for a moment as we go to Jammu and Kashmir and try and find Anantnag and Rajouri. Now, think about Anantnag and Rajouri post delimitation is that Anantnag has been added with Rajouri and Poonch, which is on the other side of the Pir Panjal, which really pains me because if as a reporter you're trying to cover this seat, or even if you're covering it as the Neta, it's very, very complicated because you have the pass shut for half the year. Here, this poll is suggesting that Mehbooba Mufti is trailing, and Mia Altaf Ahmad, who's a spiritual leader of the National Conference, he could potentially be leading. It's also a seat where demography has changed entirely, and you've got the Gujars, the Bakarwals, the Pahadi voters, and the Pahadis were given tribal status recently. So the whole complexion of the seat itself has changed.
It's a
geographical nightmare.
It's a tough constituency for candidates. Mehbooba Mufti was telling me how backbreaking it was. The election then got deferred by a couple of weeks as well. So it wasn't an easy constituency. Let's turn though from there to a constituency which has made the headlines for all the wrong reasons in the last 1 month. Hassan in Karnataka, beautiful part of the country, but unfortunately now tarred with serious allegations against Prajwal Revanna, the JDS sitting MP, grandson of Devagowda, who's contesting against Shreyas Patel, a congressman who's also a grandson of a former Congress leader who defeated Devagowda many years ago, both young, both in their 30s. And as per the cool hawa of Pradeep Gupta, the hawa is blowing in favor of Prajwal Revanna. So Prajwal Revanna, despite all the serious allegations, remember
but
these
the allegations came later.
They came just on the eve of the election, so whether they had any impact, but as of now, in Hassan, advantage Prajwal Revanna as per that. Preeti.
But but the fact is sexual harassment charges really don't make a difference, and that's the sad part of our polity. If you look at it, Brij Bhushan's son contesting, and he's, of course, winning. Hassan, the same thing. So it's a sad story. Okay, let's move on now to our next hot seat, and let's see where the cool hawa is blowing. A quick look on the next hot seat, and that is Wayanad. So you have Rahul Gandhi, who seems to be very comfortable, strong candidate, facing off against the Bharatiya Janata Party and also Annie Raja, where it's alliance versus alliance in Kerala, the left versus Congress. Well, the interesting part, Rajdeep and Rahul, will be if Rahul Gandhi wins Wayanad, if he wins Rai Bareli, which of the two does he leave? Will he leave Rai Bareli or will he leave Wayanad?
I think it's very clear. Rahul Gandhi wants to stay with Wayanad, and if they win Rai Bareli, then perhaps Priyanka Gandhi would come.
But there's no guarantee that you'd be, if BJP ends up 320 plus, then Raebareli will be a much tougher fight next time round. You won one seat in Uttar Pradesh.
But
you
I
may
think
as well
Rahul
stick
Gandhi
to
is
it.
very clear.
Wayanad, you may win again.
No, I think that Wayanad also they would want to look at it from the prism of the 2026 Assembly election.
Assembly
It
election.
would send the wrong signals if he moves out of
But can I,
Kerala.
can I ask round
22
this table?
situation on both
But can I
sides.
ask round this table? Was it the right decision to take? You know, you
Shankar,
go to Wayanad. Do you think, Shankar, that Rahul Gandhi going to Kerala at a time when your party needs to really build itself in the Hindi heartland, taking on your own India ally, the left, wise decision in hindsight?
It's what Napoleon said: live and fight another day. So you fight Wayanad, win a seat, and then have some presence. Let's not forget one thing. Did the BJP fight in Kashmir? They did. It's a smart move. Similarly, if you can't win a seat, there's no point in proving it to me or you that they can go and fight in North India. The fact that it's not about Rahul Gandhi not fighting in the Hindi heartbelt.
He eventually did, of course, fight in Raebareli.
Yeah, but it is about the Congress's absence or Congress's struggle to fight in the
Yeah,
Hindi
go
belt.
ahead, Rajat.
This is where I have sort of disagreement quite respectfully. The problem is, what did the opposition need in this election? They wanted somebody like a Narendra Modi to come in and give such a strong momentum to the entire alliance, so that you build up a strong energy to your cadre, ensure that I am putting my neck on the line and I want to see results with the same level of grit that I am showing. All my candidates show similar grit. But when you shy away, the kind of signal that you give to the grassroots worker who has to also put petrol in his bike to actually move around, why would he spend money when my leader is only taking a safe bet? So, sir, one second. This is the problem. When you will lose and win. Look at Kejriwal. When he started his campaign, he didn't care about whether I'm going to win, whether I'm going to become the chief minister or not. He went straight into the den of Sheila Dikshit and he straight challenged her. That is how elections, that is how heroes are made. In order to become an Alexander, you have to fight battles and don't worry about winning, losing, dying, living.
Napoleon, Alexander, we are living in Bharat. We should speak about Prithviraj Chauhan and Rana Pratap.
But the problem, he is Italian, so I have to give him
Arre,
international.
kya?
We have to give international.
That's a low blow.
Okay, so I have to give international. All right, okay.
Go ahead.
That yardstick, Mr. Narendra Modi should have contested second seat from
But
Tamil Nadu.
Varanasi was never an easy seat,
No,
by
I'm
the
talking
way.
about Tamil Nadu.
No, I'm
That
telling
Tamil
you,
Nadu was very
when
difficult.
he's not the
Seven times he went
challenger,
there.
sir. He is not the challenger. Who has to be? He would want ideally status quo. What does an incumbent want? Basically just to manage the state of affairs, and he remains in power. It is the challenger's job. It is the anti-incumbent's
So
job.
challenger has
to
contested
actually
from
go
north
and
and
challenge
south.
the den. He should have gone in and said, I'm fighting
When there is a
Varanasi.
battle in-
No matter what the
when there is a
consequences
battle
are.
in Raebareli a few months later, will it be tougher for the Congress to win?
No, I'll tell you to Rajdeep's question what he should do. If they all depend on their strategy, the future strategy. If Priyanka has decided and contest the election, then Raebareli is the seat.
But she should have fought this time and spared everyone the trouble.
No. I mean, that is something. I'm just answering.
So you're saying if Rahul Gandhi gives up Raebareli, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra should... If she wants to be in electoral politics, that's the seat to
Rahul
contest.
will leave this
Raebareli
seat, otherwise he will
okay,
leave
But then
Varanasi.
she should have fought this time itself. Why didn't she fight this time?
giving
Rajdeep?
up the
I
claim.
have asked this question to, in fact, someone very senior in the Congress just 2 days ago before our exit poll, and they
We
said
asked it to
we
her.
could not. I asked it to her. She says we had limited number, or this person told me we have limited number of campaigners. We therefore needed both of them to campaign across the country. Had they been both limited to Amethi and
No, but
you know,
for those
that's the
10-15 days,
reason
she
I'm giving. I
largely
don't
stayed
agree
there.
with it. I think they should have, according to me.
But she largely stayed there for those 10-15
Look,
days.
you have, if you wanted to give a signal of being a party taking the Hindi heartland seriously and go for it, you should have both
But the
contested.
problem is, where
because
was
it
the
would have
confusion?
amplified.
You always knew that Smriti Irani is going to contest from Amethi.
I
Were you
agree
not
with you.
planning what to do in Amethi?
But, I'm
Why did
agreeing
you
with
have
you.
to? No, I know. I'm just trying to make a point
Rajdeep,
here.
where
Why
Priyanka
did they
Gandhi's
have to
concerned,
wait
it's not
till
the
the
first
voting
time.
day?
It's not the first time. She's always campaigned for 10 to 15 days in Raebareli and Amethi. She's been managing
Yeah,
the
but
campaign
it'll be
of her mother.
interesting
But
to see.
my question is, if Rahul gives up the claim to Raebareli, and if Priyanka Gandhi does step in and fight, the election there, then Rahul Gandhi also gives up his claim to lead the party from the front, especially where the position of the Prime Minister is concerned. You cannot give up Uttar Pradesh.
All good points. Let's move on to the next cool hawa. Lots of
crucial
hot
seat of
Thiruvananthapuram, because lots of interest here. There's Rajiv Chandrasekhar, the union minister, high-profile union minister in the Narendra Modi government. Again, Shashi Tharoor, who is, of course, senior Congress leader, went for, contested for the presidentship. What is it showing? Pradeep Gupta has now put his hands in his pocket once again. Whenever there is something of interest, you decide safe raho. You want Shashi Tharoor also on your side, Rajiv Chandrasekhar also. What is tough fight?
Nothing like, I mean, in last 19 election, BJP secured 31 percentage vote share because here is not only the.
ये सब मुझे बता दो कौन जीत रहा है?
जीतना तो टफ फाइट है जैसे आपने बताया.
So it's within 3%.
Within 3% type for sure in this seat, 100%.
Is it
sure.
because, if I may ask, there is also a strong left candidate who had won there in 2004 before Shashi Tharoor won in 2009. Is that going to be the critical factor? How many votes he takes? Because that could decide. They could, if those votes get divided, then Shashi Tharoor has probably a better chance than if Rajiv Chandrasekhar takes all the anti-Congress vote.
So he is also in a good contest, and he's
Panniyan
the
Ravindran.
left party.
He's also in the contest.
Former Kerala Secretary
But
of the CPI.
he is likely to secure about 29% of vote share, and these two, Rajiv and Shashi Tharoor, 35 around that, 35%.
So basically, keep your money in your
3.
pocket.
And this will create, you know, a huge sort of buzz if Shashi Tharoor gets defeated, because he's been one of the most high-profile and most effective parliamentarians that the Congress has had. Losing Shashi Tharoor would be a big blow. So all eyes of the Congress will be on that seat.
As of now, if you're just trying to understand what the scene is, in Thiruvananthapuram, keep your money in your pocket. Don't take a wager because it's a tight fight. From there, we want to come now to Guna. Guna is where Jyotiraditya Scindia comes from. He didn't do well, but that time he was fighting on a Congress ticket. This time on a BJP ticket, Jyotiraditya Scindia seems very comfortably placed against Yadvinder Rao of the Congress party. How comfortable is the margin in your post-poll study?
I think this seat is super cool in favor of Scindia.
Very comfortably placed. And in fact, Shankar Iyer, Madhya Pradesh becoming the new Gujarat is also one of the themes emerging from the post-poll study. It's becoming like a Hindutva bastion, which seems quite unshakable at the moment.
So I think I mentioned this yesterday, but let me repeat it. Madhya Pradesh is the original Hindu bastion, Sundarlal Patwa type. It lost ground during Digvijay's era, and thereafter, from 2003 till now, it's probably the most it's the state where the BJP and the Sangh Parivar are the most organized, right down to the capillary, and probably better than in Gujarat.
Yeah, better than in Gujarat.
The Jansangh used to win its seats there in the 1950s. Let's turn to our next key contest, and our next key contest comes from which
We've done this.
We've done it Mumbai North. Piyush Goyal versus Bhushan Patil.
Rajdeep wanted to go and show all the Mumbai seats. Rajdeep is in itching. Can I go do the Mumbai seats?
You see, my heart is in Mumbai. I'm unfortunately in exile here in Delhi. But
exile?
No, exile.
Let everybody have exile of the kind that you do. How is that exile?
Exile in Delhi, VVIP constituencies, if we can go into the...
And prison in Goa?
Prison in Goa, that's right. Okay, VVIP constituencies that we are coming to round. Do you want to guide me as to where?
Just one second. That's no problem. No problem. So here's what you need to do. We will take you to Maharashtra. And once we're in Maharashtra, I'll take you to Mumbai. And then Rajdeep can take you through the seats. So here on your screen now, starting from Mumbai North, you can go through all the seats.
Okay, let's go to the one which is probably where I live when I'm in Mumbai, which is Mumbai South. I'm a South Mumbai kid.
Sobo kid.
Alright, what is my thumb? There it is. Okay, Mumbai South at the moment, Shiv Sena UBT, Arvind Sawant, two-time MP, is leading at the moment. Remember, this is a seat which the Shiv Sena, Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray, has been putting a lot of their effort at the moment. I don't think that the other two contenders are the right names, but we can check that in a moment.
This is just the post-poll study. It's pulled from the Excel sheet that Pradeep's team has given us. So it pulls out the first three names.
So it's maybe better to go on the plasma.
There is a 1 in front of that. So you'll find the winner, which here the lead is with Arvind Sawant, who's the sitting MP from South Bombay.
Okay. Why don't we go to the ones then? We'll come to the Mumbai ones later.
Okay, Rajdeep's...
I'm technologically challenged on these matters.
So no worries. We'll go now to Nagpur. Nagpur is where Union Minister, the formidable Nitin Gadkari, is contesting. Nitin Gadkari had 55.61% of the vote share in the last elections. The hot seat, Cool Hawa, once again blowing in favor of Nitin Gadkari in Nagpur up against Vikas Thackeray of the Congress party. Nitin Gadkari looking very, very strong. There will be questions about cabinet formation, Nitin Gadkari ji's role, etc. But that is for a later date. Remember, there was similar uncertainty sought to be created in some quarters before the seats. Yeah.
Every time he contests, there is this buzz that, okay, he's weak. Oh, they're setting up things against him. Oh, they're going to get him. Oh, they're going. But I dare say, given his current standing, and I mean, you go anywhere in India, people believe the roads are being done by Nitin Gadkari. He's the smartest guy, he's the best guy, minister, whatever. He probably has a good chance winning. After a long time, they have a guy who can probably win anywhere in Maharashtra. It's that kind of...
And you know, it's very interesting, again, how Maharashtra politics also has changed. Nagpur used to be a Congress bastion. You know, even though it was the RSS headquarters, the Congress used to dominate Nagpur. Vilas Muttemwar used to win seat after seat. The combination of politics in large Dalit population, it was a Muslim population. It was not an easy seat for anyone but the Congress. But the Congress has declined. BJP has occupied the space. And the other buzz every time Nitin Gadkari is there before a general election, yaar, agar BJP ke 240 ke niche hai na, to BJP will look for a consensus candidate. Bichara Nitin Gadkari says, mera naam mat liya karo. Every time.
No, but even when you speak to people around the Prime Minister or the Home Minister, they're very upset about these because nothing's being said or done to undermine him in any way. It's just Chatta Bazar which takes a life of its own.
Rajiv, is it true that Mr. Nitin Gadkari has got substantial number of Muslim votes in Nagpur?
No, he does. In fact, he took me, I remember 5 years ago, he took us to a Muslim locality to show that in that locality, he has built a certain traction. Look, just as he's done it with the roads, he's the kind of inclusive leader. He doesn't believe in sort of ignoring anyone within his constituency. Khata pita aadmi hai, acha aadmi hai, ghar pe rehta hai, aapko acha, his wife makes the best mango curry that you can get in India. Mango dal, beautiful, superb.
He's the founder of the Prime Minister's Rural Road Program. So that's
but let's be honest, there has been a sense that in the last 10 years, he's actually, several of his ministries were removed. If you recall in 2014 to 18, he had many more portfolios in hand. Over time, there's a feeling that, I mean, by people around him. You see, these rumors are not spread by third parties. Even people around him say, we think Mr. Gadkari should get more for all the effort he's put in.
He was supposed to be the Unified Transport Minister of India.
That's right. That ministry never happened.
So from Nagpur, let's now come to the most keenly contested seat across the country where there's maximum prestige at play. This is the seat of Baramati, Rajdeep.
That's right. Cool Hawa in Baramati. Hot seat, Cool Hawa. Baramati is really a hot seat. Supriya Sule, NCP Sharad Pawar versus Sunetra Pawar, NCP of the Ajit Pawar faction. Niece against sister-in-law, all kinds of battles taking, a wife versus daughter. You can look at it anyway. Sharad Pawar versus Ajit Pawar. And as usual, in the tough seats, Pradeep Gupta is putting his hands in his pocket. Kya hai yaar?
No, which is safe. We don't want to unnecessarily get
But you've given a slight edge, I think, to Supriya Sule.
Yes.
Slight edge.
There are three points to take here. 2 points taken by Supriya Sule. One is that she has been doing lots of hard work, even when Sharad Pawarji used to be a member of parliament from Baramati. So she is well connected with the people. First is the connect. Second is sympathy in her favor. But what is not in her favor is the new party symbol. Because Lok Sabha is a too big constituency. You have to reach out to each and every household and say that now my symbol is this. And that too, in EVM machine, I'm coming to that. In EVM machine, the national party has the preference in order, sequential order. So national party comes first with alphabetical order within the national party. So Tutari, the new symbol of NCP Sharad Pawar, much in downside. So my only worry is that.
I'll give you an example. I was in a train with my crew and we were, in Madhya Pradesh. And there were these 5 bogies where there were voters from Baramati. And they were all there. And I spoke to 2 of them and this is exactly what Pradeep Gupta said. So I said, kisko vote kiya? Sahib ko vote kiya. Bahut badhiya. Matlab Sharad Pawar शरद पवार, बारामती शरद पवार साहेब को क्या दबाया? Ghadi. So you get what I'm saying. So when and these were the people who had gone from MP, who were laborers, to vote in Baramati and have come back thinking they have voted Supriya Sule, but they have voted the Ghadi.
But Tutari as a symbol is a very complex symbol on the EVM machine. And
True.
we had 3 extra symbols which looked like a Tutari in the crescent shape,
I'll give you
which
another
actually will further confuse
Rajdeep,
people.
And there he has revealed it. We had 3 extra symbols. So you deliberately tried to confuse the voter by putting 3 extra symbols.
That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying.
Symbols
No,
are
what
given.
I'm trying to say is that in that list, in the EVM list, see, everybody plays that. How did Sunil Tatkare lose? There was another person by the exact same
I'll
name
give
of
you an
Sunil
example.
Tatkare. This is how he lost the previous
Rajdeep,
election.
I'll give you another
Same
example.
name people contest and confuse
In
voters.
Rajasthan,
Everything.
in Rajasthan, one of the most hotly contested seats, Banswara, there's Rajkumar from BAP. Now, imagine there are 4 other Rajkumars. Rajkumar from BAP symbol is hockey and a ball. 4 other Rajkumars, and one of the Rajkumar symbol is what? Hockey. So there's a Rajkumar with a hockey, but BAP, Rajkumar is with a hockey.
Election Commission has to look
in
at it.
Baramati, let me step in. Now, Baramati proper, first of all, I don't agree that Supriya Sule has that much amount of connect. But the narrative that she played was quite good. She said that, for national elections, send me to the parliament, but for state elections, back Dada. Dada as in Ajit Pawar. Go behind Dada, but allow me to win this seat. That was the sort of choice that was being presented to the voters. Then what happened was, Sharad Pawar, over a period of time, has, fought with a lot of people, and that's how he had grown. This time around, he went to every single person who he had sort of fought in the past and literally folded hands before them and sought for votes. This is an exercise which only... till he did not hit the roads, he couldn't do it.
But
and
the
he
one,
kept them back.
with
Sangram Thopte,
he did. Of course, he went to his house. He went to everyone's house there. But the one factor here, which will play either way, Ajit Pawar, remember, also has a number of adversaries, some of whom have joined the BJP, like Harshvardhan Patil. Will they, he was the MLA from Indapur. Will he fully back Ajit Pawar? But Ajit Pawar in Baramati, as I saw, I went at 6 a.m. in the morning. He had 400 people outside his house. Ajit Pawar is, in that sense, completely rooted into everything that happens.
Like Himanta Biswa
Usme, as they say in Hindi, ek patta nahi move karta without Ajit Pawar knowing what's happening in Baramati. Supriya Sule, on the other hand, has been the more effective urban face.
Yes, she was a very Lutyens face in Baramati. She had less connect.
Lutyens के word क्यों use करते हो?
But जो है सो है.
अरे वो बेचारी मुंबई की है, उसको Lutyens बना दिया. If you speak English, you are Lutyens.
No, that's not the case. She actually enjoyed Delhi power. She did not enjoy Mumbai power. That's what I'm trying to say. She always wanted to be the national face of NCP, leaving aside Ajit Pawar for the state.
Now new Lutyens Delhi is Rajat Sethi and co.
Come on.
They are the ones who call the
you
shots.
live in Panchsheel. How can we all be Lutyens? So you are a permanent Lutyens feature, one way or the other. It's such a pivotal seat, Rahul. And
it will decide Sharad Pawar's immediate future.
This is where Sharad Pawar is no normal person. The kind of pulls and pushes that he can do, I don't think any other politician can do in the entire opposition.
But I will say this one.
And he went to the hilt to ensure that this seat is safe for her.
But I will say this.
Daughter.
There is no other VVIP constituency, Rahul, that I've been where I've seen such a dramatic transformation over 30 years. I remember going in 1990 to Baramati. It was a rundown, small town outside Pune, 100 kilometers. Go there today, you have biotechnological institutes. The dairies there are exporting their chikus across the world. They've got, it is a transformed town. The problem is you go 70 kilometers outside and you're back into rural Maharashtra and rural districts.
There is more stuff than you find in Amethi or Raebareli.
No, you see, in Amethi...
There are more things than you find in Amethi.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Huge
Chhindwara is better off.
Chhindwara better
What are you
off.
talking? Almost every multinational who is in the dairy processing or food processing business or wine processing business is in Baramati.
Yeah, particularly wine. You get some very good wine as well. Nashik, of course, but also Baramati. Next constituency.
Okay, let's go to grapes called Sharad Seedless.
Okay, go.
Let's go. I know we're heading towards late in the evening and everybody's like having these ideas. Anyway, let's go to Sambalpur in Orissa. This is the capital of Western Orissa. This is where Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan contests from. It looks as if he is very strongly placed. The question, Pradeep Gupta, here would be, does Dharmendra Pradhan stay in the center as a minister, or if they win in Odisha Could he also be one of the potential faces of the BJP in Orissa?
This is something BJP top brass to decide, but all I can say is the 14 to 19 regime of Modi 2, particularly the Ujjwala Yojana, Modi first regime played a vital role, particularly in Odisha. So he is known almost in every household where these Ujjwala beneficiaries are there. They recognize that, okay, this is done by him, Dharmendra Pradhan ji is done. So this is something now BJP top leadership has to do.
Preeti, next constituency. Let's
All right,
go faster.
let's move on to Punjab, Bhatinda. Now this is where the
cool
Shiromani
Hawa
Akali...
place.
All right, this is where the Shiromani Akali Dal is practically facing a battle of relevance where Punjab is concerned. And you have clearly Harsimrat Kaur Badal from the Shiromani Akali Dal looking more than comfortable, strong candidate facing off against the former IAS officer of Parampal Kaur Sidhu. But in this seat, seems comfortable, the Badals.
Yes,
Pradeep
they
ji.
are Badal, particularly after
It's one of those two seats you've given them.
Well, the senior, particularly after in last Punjab Assembly election, Prakash Singh Badal, senior Badal, lost Assembly constituency election first time in his life. So, I mean, after that, there is a good amount of sympathy on that account as well. And now, Aam Aadmi Party on the decline mode, at least for the Lok Sabha for sure. So, this seat is well safe for...
It's one of those two that you're giving
yes,
the Shiromani Akali Dal?
it is.
Rahul.
Let's go to Kota in Rajasthan. This is where the speaker in the last Lok Sabha, Om Birla, comes from. He had some local disaffection, a lot of talk about a former chief minister creating trouble in a subterranean fashion. So let's see what's happening there up against Prahlad Gunjal of the Congress. The poll seems to be suggesting that Om Birla is strongly placed to win in Kota. Birla, I would be very happy to hear this.
Yeah, it looks like at the end of the day that despite that disaffection, he should be ahead. Let's move to the next one. Chennai Central in Tamil Nadu, seen as a bastion of the Dravida Munnetra Kadagam, where you've got Dayanidhi Maran taking on Vinod Selvam. Dayanidhi Maran, of course, has been the sitting MP of Central Chennai. It's a seat which the DMK has dominated, and no surprise there. He is the strong candidate there. So expect Dayanidhi Maran to win well. But Coimbatore, which is the next hot seat, the real cool hawa is here. Because in Coimbatore, Annamalai, the BJP's poster boy, it's faced now against Ganapati Rajkumar of the DMK. And I can tell you there's a strong AIDMK candidate as well here. So you've got...
Sangai Ramachandra.
That's right. So you've got a three-cornered contest here, and you are predicting there a close fight, a tough fight. So
what's your data telling you, Pradeep? For
DMK is having edge.
But it is within the 3% margin of error.
That's why.
Does it become even more difficult when it's a three-cornered? When you've got a third candidate like the AIDMK, which has been, for whom Coimbatore was once a bastion.
Velmani from Coimbatore, and that becomes a prestige battle for him. By the way, even in this assembly, they have ADMK has 5 MLAs coming from Coimbatore.
Right. Coimbatore used to be a BJP bastion, used to be once a left bastion, then became a AIDMK bastion.
And really,
because it is in the Congo belt, and that's where most of their MLAs come from. Edapadi Palaniswamy's strength is in the Congo belt.
So who do you see the AIDMK, if the AIDMK takes a significant chunk of votes, is that bad news for Annamalai?
Because this election in Coimbatore was fought as Annamalai and anti-Annamalai. I mean, he made it like that. So it would depend a lot on which way the vote split. The MLAs, as Rajat was saying, many of them are from AIDMK. So if they consolidate the vote in favor of AIDMK, that would work in the AIDMK.
What does this
he's
mean
from
for
IIM, even
AIDMK?
ADMK has an IIM graduate
What does this
fighting
mean
against...
for Palaniswamy? If the BJP is able to register reasonably strong performance, what does that mean
I
for the
think the
future
vote
of the
share, if the NDA's vote share is more than ADMK, I think as Pradeep's poll suggested, that would be bad news. And there is already a lot of pressure on Palaniswamy that he needs to take this call on what should be the roadmap for the next 2 years. How the AIDMK is going to position itself. Is it going to go back into some kind of an understanding?
Are they better off with the BJP or without, in your view?
Well, I think in a state election, they may well be good without the BJP. But there could be a section within the AIDMK, especially if O. Pannirselvam does well in Ramanathapuram, which would say that, oh, we have become a Gounder party, we have become a Congo Belt party, we need to get the Tevars back, we need to get the South Tamil Nadu back. So, a lot of region-wise and community-wise kind of
battles. It will be a big headache for the AIDMK. Right?
It's a huge challenge. I mean, I think Tamil Nadu is going to see a lot of twists and turns in their politics leading up to 2026. I think 3 states, Kerala, Bengal and Tamil Nadu, in the next 2 years, all of which go to the polls at the same time in 2026. All 3 are fascinating given what we've seen in these elections.
Let's go now to Hyderabad, Rajdeep's favorite seat, because you get the best food over there. And Asaduddin Owaisi this time was fighting against Madhvi Lata of the BJP. The strong hawa, cool hawa seems to be blowing in favor of Asad Owaisi. Have the margins likely to come down, Pradeep, you think, in Hyderabad?
Definitely this time margin will be much lower than all previous elections where Owaisi has won.
You know, it's interesting. He's never really lost an election. Is there any real challenger you see, Sudhir, you're from Hyderabad, any real challenger to Asaduddin Owaisi, or is the demographics the reason? Or, as he claims, he also gets a section of the Hindu vote there?
See, demography obviously a big advantage as far as Asaduddin Owaisi is concerned. But Madhvi Lata, to her credit, and the BJP did mount a very serious challenge this time. She was all over the media. The social media loved her. She made all the right noises in the sense that the election started getting centered around her to the extent that Asaduddin Owaisi did not want to make it. When I asked him about him, no, I am fighting against the BJP and its ideology, not against the candidate. Okay. So it has become a very interesting election.
And Mr. Owaisi softened up to Congress also. Revant Reddy, he was giving some signal that
within the state.
Yes, Rahul.
Just to, like candidates like Madhvi Lata or Annamalai, while they might lose the seat, what they do that they lift up the entire party in a state, right? Like, so those seats they are contesting are tough, but the kind of energy that they generate, it becomes...
And they make media headlines, which is what the BJP wants. Yes, Shankar.
They are the Ashwa in the Ashwamedh Yagna.
Hello. Okay. Since we are talking about Ashwamedh Yagna, it all started in Varanasi 10 years ago. Narendra Modi, remember, that time contested both from Vadodara and Varanasi. Since then, Ma Ganga ne bulaya hai, and he's focused on Varanasi. He's versus Ajay Rai, who has the unique distinction now of contesting against Mr. Modi all the last 3 elections. He lost the previous 2, and the cool hawa, not surprisingly, is blowing in the way of the man of the moment. Narendra Modi should win that seat relatively easy. A higher margin than last time is what you're expecting, or is it tighter?
4.5 lakh was the
last time. Was 4.5 lakhs, yes.
Higher this time.
Higher this time. Remember, of course, in previous elections, he's also had triangular contest. This time it's a direct fight. So expect Mr. Modi to win well.
And also the electorate size has increased, remember, in every state, right?
So but last time was triangular. The Samajwadi Party also had a candidate. This time they put all their effort behind Ajay Rai. Rai Bareli, Uttar Pradesh. Rahul Gandhi, we are saying winning Wayanad. What about Rai Bareli? Well, the cool hawa here too is in his favor. He's against Dinesh Pratap Singh. He used to be once in the Congress, now in the BJP. So Rahul Gandhi has chosen 2 constituencies in this election and he's likely to win both. But the next one, Rahul, is the one where a lot of people...
You want to go to Kannauj.
Okay,
Kannauj,
you want to go to Kannauj.
Akhilesh Yadav of the Samajwadi Party is up against Subrat Pathak of the BJP. So let's show our viewers what's happening in this Yadav family belt. You're suggesting, Pradeep Gupta, that it could be a tough fight?
It is a tough
Is that
fight.
what you're suggesting?
Yes,
you don't
yes.
think he's comfortably placed, Akhilesh?
It is a tough fight.
Why is it looking like a tough fight for you?
The kind of demography this seat has in comparison to Manpuri, which is relatively safe seat for Samajwadi Party, this is little tough, and that is the precisely reason why, despite of having BSP SP alliance last time, Kannauj was lost.
It only became, because I was there, Rahul, the seat only became a contest once Akhilesh Yadav decided to contest it. Otherwise, Subrat Pathak was set to win from a massive margin. Though even there was anti-incumbency.
Go ahead, Preeti, next one.
All right, let's go to our next one. Diamond Harbour, we're going away to West Bengal from Uttar Pradesh. Let's look at that. And that's a high-profile seat. Someone who's told Rajdeep that our exit poll is not going to be spot on. You have Abhishek Banerjee contesting from Diamond Harbour, nephew of Mamata Banerjee, and looking comfortably safe. This is a TMC bastion, Rajdeep, one of the many. So Abhishek Banerjee looking comfortably safe, strong candidate. Where Abhishek Banerjee is concerned, of course, he's facing off against Nilanjan Roy from the Bharatiya
But
Janata
Rajdeep,
Party.
the fact is, questions will be asked, Pradeep, about what happens to the Trinamool if the BJP does indeed get 26 to 31. Till the next assembly elections, it puts Mamata Banerjee's government under serious amounts of stress.
Absolutely. I think if these numbers hold, as we are seeing, as I said, 2026, 3 governments, as per Pradeep's numbers, are on test. Pinarayi Vijayan's government, because the left is doing badly as per our poll in Kerala. The TMC is doing badly in West Bengal. And we are seeing some element of a political churn, not the same as the other 2 states, in Tamil Nadu with the entry of the BJP. Because with an Annamalai there, he's going to now become even more certainly high profile and visible. So it makes all these 3 elections pretty fascinating. They're coming up less than 18 months away, really.
So actually, now when we talk about 2026 assembly election in West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee will also be facing 3-term anti-incumbency. 3-term anti-incumbency clubbed with this performance of BJP in this Lok Sabha election. So definitely it is going to be tougher, much tougher than this time, because the social equation has now shifting away the large section of SC vote, ST votes, OBCs and general class vote in favor of BJP, and particularly in presidency area where
she used to dominate
And he's right. You saw that there.
Then if this start happening, then Assembly BJP will definitely
For example,
have
the last time Abhishek Banerjee won from a margin of 7.5, nearly 7, I think, lakh 20,000 votes at that point.
We are getting some
I don't see that
messages
happening.
for Sandesh Khali. So if we go across just to the Bashirhat seat, it's not part of our VVIP list, but I'll pull it out of the election intelligence dashboard and we'll show you what's happening in Bashirhat. Now, this is a seat where a lot has been spoken of. We'll give our viewers a sense of, this is a seat that the BJP went all out for. The arithmetic demographically is such that it doesn't really suit the BJP. So Rekha Patra is fighting on this seat, but our poll seems to suggest that Nurul Islam of the Trinamool is strongly placed in Bashirhat. This really became a litmus test of sorts, but it maybe didn't have an impact, Pradeep, on Bashirhat itself, but has an impact, as was being said, around just bolstering the BJP's campaign across the state.
It builds the momentum in the state, in the entire state, against the TMC.
It added to the anti-incumbency. I didn't see it being such a big factor, but she's the poorest. Trivia, Rajdeep. The poorest candidate this election is Rekha Patra.
Let's turn to Behrampur, also in West Bengal, where we have a fascinating battle, because you've got a heavyweight politician, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary of the Congress, taking on, in the hot seat, Cool Hawa, Yusuf Pathan of the TMC, cricketer, World Cup winner turned politician. And you're predicting a tough fight for the 5-time MP. Here is someone who hasn't lost an election Lok Sabha and has also won a couple of assembly elections before that.
So, Rajdeep, this is the seat to be watched till the election is declared by Election Commission. I am telling you, even at 5 o'clock, if somebody is leading, it is not necessarily
Why do you say that?
winning.
That's how tight it is, you
That's
think?
how tight, because the kind of Muslim votes are splitting into 2-4 this time in TMC and Congress. BJP also suddenly become the contender in this seat. So this is the precisely reason why even at 5 o'clock, if somebody is leading, it does not mean it is winning.
But it is going to go down to the wire, Rajdeep.
We'll take Krishna Nagar. Krishna Nagar is where Mahua Mitro is contesting. So let's see what's happening there. The poll done by Pradeep Gupta and Access My India suggests that Amrita Roy of the BJP is strongly placed in Krishna Nagar. You think Mahua could potentially be in for a tough fight?
Yes. Here the BJP is in lead.
Okay, now we throw it open. Preeti,
More
you're
than
saying
3%?
something?
I think so, yes.
More than 3%. It's interesting. It's one of those constituencies, Rajdeep, which has over 30% Muslim vote.
You can say it is more than 3, it is 4%.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do right now. We'll do a farmaish round, okay? So you can pick a seat. We have a few minutes to go before we wrap this hour up. Anybody has one particular seat you're most excited about, we'll try and pull it out of the election intelligence dashboard. Who wants to go first? Rajat, go for it.
Seat.
Huh?
Ladakh seat.
Ladakh. Okay, let me try and find Ladakh. You'll have to bear with me just for a
Ladakh
moment.
is such a fascinating seat because, on one side you have Kargil, the other side you have the Leh Valley. Kargil is all Shia population, Shia Muslim population, very different culturally from the Kashmir Valley. But on the other side, you have the Buddhist population. The most important thing is that who divides the Shia vote and who divides the Buddhist vote. And this is where, the entire calculus
and
is.
there is a
You
strong
don't have
independent. There's a strong independent candidate. I know somebody there in Ladakh who saw our numbers yesterday and said, don't rule out an independent winning this time.
Yes. And then
in Ladakh.
Jamyang, who was the star MP, this time he's been ruled out.
I think that's Mohammad Hanifa.
Okay, so we want to pass. We want to pass on Ladakh.
Okay, let's. Which is the one you want?
Protest kar rahe hain.
Amethi.
No, Amethi is a tough fight. From
Amethi
the
is a
data
tough
that we're
fight.
saying, Amethi is a tough fight.
Is Amethi a tough fight?
Smriti Irani has the edge, but Amethi is a tough fight. So you want to go to the next seat. Who has a farmaish? Vijayawada. Okay, let me look for Vijayawada then. Okay,
Vijayawada is a seat where, the interesting thing is because two brothers contesting and the Congress candidate is their nephew.
Yes.
Okay, Vijayawada.
This time
In Vijayawada, K. Sivanant of the TDP, according to the post-poll study, seems to be leading over K. Srinivas of the YSRCP.
Srinivas is the sitting MP who was with the TDP, moved to the YSRCP. TDP gave the ticket to his brother, and he, according to your
So
poll,
what happens to Amravati? Rather than come back if Chandrababu Naidu comes and becomes Chief Minister?
The YSRCP was saying that at 9:38 a.m. on June 9th, Jagan will take the oath in Vizag. Chandrababu Naidu will do so in
former
Amravati.
Chief Minister has a farmaish for you.
Farmaish, batao.
Bangalore rural.
Bangalore
Very
rural.
interesting constituency because remember last time it's the only constituency the Congress won in 2019. DK Suresh, DK Shiv Kumar's brother, one of the largest constituency of the country. This is where the battle will be fought for who is the Vocaliga king. And I'm not surprised by what I'm seeing.
So you're saying, Pradeep, that CN Manjunath of the BJP could potentially be leading over DK
Yes,
Suresh?
and the region, last time, see, in this constituency, a sizable number of Vocaliga votes are there. And last time, Congress and JDS alliance was there, but this time this alliance is not there. So BJP has the edge.
And just to tell you, Mr. Manjunath is a Padma Award winner, outstanding cardiologist. But listen into what the real story is. The BJP decided to give him the ticket on the BJP symbol. He's Devagowda's son-in-law, but they decided to choose to fight here so that the Vocaliga vote and the BJP's vote in urban areas comes together. Give him a BJP symbol and then bring the Vocaliga through Devagowda. Very interesting.
Electioneering done to the best on this seat, this particular seat.
Okay, Preeti has
Ghazipur.
Ghazipur. Let's look for Ghazipur.
Afzal Ansari.
Afzal Ansari, East UP. I would think he'd win.
There's a reason that we're making this data as transparent as it is, because then you get a sense of just how robust it is at the Lok Sabha level. You ask, I don't want to name some pollsters, but you ask them, is Heat ka vada? They'll have no clue. Because the reason is that they haven't polled in every seat. So even if something goes wrong, it goes down to the seat level, but at the national aggregate level, the chances of the poll being wrong are therefore very, very limited. So Ghazipur will build up Ghazipur. Afzal Ansari of the Samajwadi Party seems to be leading at this moment in Ghazipur. Is this a tight fight, Pradeep, or is it like comfortably placed for Afzal Ansari?
I think comfortably.
And this is despite Manoj Sinha going
Rahul
all in, the
Verma has a
governor of
farmaish.
JNK
Yes,
camping
maybe
there.
some, but
Ayodhya.
Faizabad.
Okay.
Faizabad.
Let me find Faizabad. Just one.
Fascinating. Lallu Singh, who won from 65,000 from Bharatiya Janata Party last year, this time around, very interesting contest there.
New saris there.
Okay, in Faizabad, Lallu Singh is leading according to the India Today post-poll study. And that's the way it is in Faizabad. So we're done. Any one last farmaish? Gupta ji has a farmaish. अरे गुप्ता जी आपकी कैसे farmaish ला रहा है? डेटा तो आपकी भी farmaish है.
इसीलिए है कि इस सीट पे this is where I vote North Central Mumbai.
Correct.
Your North Central, this is the seat of
Poonam
Varsha
Mahajan,
Gaikwad.
now Varsha Gaikwad.
You want me to pull it out?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Because he voted, he wants to know whether he voted with the winner.
Whether I voted to a winner, I want to know.
He doesn't know whether he doesn't know his own poll. अरे कैसे हो रहा है ये?
नहीं
So which one did you
Mumbai
want?
North Central.
Mumbai North Central.
North Central.
Yes.
This is Ujjwal Nikam versus Varsha Gaikwad.
Ujjwal Nikam seems to be leading against Varsha Gaikwad, who was contesting on a Congress ticket.
So
But I want to say this,
say
correct me if I'm wrong. I've got your numbers here. Mumbai North is BJP, sorry. Mumbai Northwest is close fight with slight edge to the Shiv Sena UBT. Mumbai Northeast is Shiv Sena UBT. Mumbai North Central, close fight, BJP Congress. So there you are showing Ujjwal Nikam trailing, but in the data I've got here that Sahil Joshi has just sent me, it is close fight or clear edge to Ujjwal Nikam.
राहुल उसको निकाल लीजिए. नॉर्थ सेंट्रल मुंबई.
क्या बोल रहे हैं?
नॉर्थ सेंट्रल मुंबई.
अभी तो
Close
दिखाया.
fight.
No,
Said
close fight
fight.
नहीं, because in this seat, it is, contest is so close, so Mukesh Kabra ji, he's one of the director, his analysis is suggesting BJP is ahead, my analysis is suggesting Congress is ahead.
So you're saying close fight, am I correct?
But Mukesh Kabra is his left hand. Left hand is saying something, right hand is saying something.
But that's why it's very interesting. There are six seats in Mumbai, Pradeep Gupta is saying 3 close fights. Northwest, North Central, South Central, all 3 close fights. Mumbai South going to Shiv Sena, UBT, Arvind Sawant. Mumbai North to Piyush Goyal of the BJP. And the sixth one.